The overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear.
Man, the rap game is under fire right now. They are not playing. I warned you guys that they had everything on a computer grid. They watch everything that you do. They monitoring everything. And they coming to get you. And a lot of y'all didn't listen. So now we hear that little baby is on the chopping block, right? We know that there's been a lot of bodies associated with his gang, the 4PF crew versus the OMF crew. Like, these guys, they got names and they represent these names that got bodies and all kinds of crimes associated to them, right? So you already can get a conspiracy charge. We know that the feds was bringing heat to him, so he changed the name of his label to something Glass Entertainment or something, right? But that wasn't enough, right? You had a guy that was snitching. One guy got shot and bled to death. Then you had an incident where the police was accusing him of setting up shop to do a video on a rival side of town. And consequently, 2 13-year-olds was unalived. And when something like that happened, you already know that the feds is coming. They're not playing, right? So now he's in trouble to the point where the police now is accusing, well, he's been lumped up with this.
More than a half dozen alleged gang members are charged in the shooting deaths of 2 13-year-old children and wounding an 11-year-old. Investigators say the deadly shooting of the innocent children stemmed from a bitter gang rivalry. Channel 2's Tom Regan joining us now live in Southwest Atlanta, where that shooting happened last July, Tom.
Yeah, Karen, as you can remember, the shooting of these 3 children shocked and saddened this entire community. Atlanta police vowed to track down those responsible, and after an investigation that spanned many months and included wiretapping, they made these arrests.
These individuals that we have shown indiscriminately opened fire on that apartment complex, resulting in these 3 children getting injured and killed.
Police say the 7 men arrested are gang members who were in the midst of a turf rivalry when they shot and killed 2 13-year-old children, including Lamont Freeman, as they celebrated his birthday July 2nd.
The overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear.
Investigators say the gang rivalry that led up to the shooting was sparked by an Atlanta-based rapper.
Decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings.
We obtained the arrest warrant. It states the string of homicides started with a shooting and a little baby rap video. Investigators say the gunfire that resulted in the children's deaths was a gang retaliation orchestrated by phone by someone behind bars.
There was a hit called by a high-ranking gang member on the opposite side of that opposing rapper's gang. And I'll tell you today, that gang was Goodfellas.
Some who live in the neighborhood welcome news of the arrest, but doubt it'll stop gang violence.
Shooting is not a problem. It's the people that come into the community that doesn't reside here. But, I mean, it's messed up what's going on.
The Atlanta office of the FBI assisted APD in this lengthy and very complicated investigation. We're told that 5 of those who were arrested were already in jail on other charges. Live in Southwest Atlanta, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
This thing gets real goofy, but check this out, right? It says the Atlanta Objective article published on Monday, March 31st, 2025, George Seedy reported that Little Baby and other members of OMF, Only For My Family, and 4PF Four Pockets 4 are likely to be indicted over Rico charges. Per Cheedy, the manager at the Georgia Public Defenders Council Specialized Unit for Gang Cases, Sean Hoover is actively preparing for a racketeering indictment on both street gangs and expects the never needed rapper to be indicted with others. Man, this thing is crazy, right? Then it says, according to the Atlanta-based report article, the preparation comes in the wake of the death of Keon Davis, who was a co-defendant in a murder trial stemming from 2022 shooting of Jaquavius Wilson, bled to death from a bullet wound last Friday, March 28th. The murder is seemingly part of a long-running street gang war between members of 4PF and OMF. Nathan 4PF, Nate Benford, who was another co-defendant in a murder trial, pled guilty in the case and receive a 20-year sentence and a negotiating plea deal. So they already telling on each other, right? But Tariq Nasheed, he got wind of all this kind of stuff, and he took to social media to voice his opinion, and he said this.
The rapper Lil Baby. Do y'all know there's down in Georgia, there's talk about Rico charges getting put on Lil Baby. Lil Baby and his crew, 4PF. Yeah, the head of Georgia's Public Defenders Council gang unit, they said that their office, they're preparing to put a Rico case involving Lil Baby and the crew he's associated with. They say that he's possibly going to get indicted. Yeah, the game is different out here now, man. They're not really playing games with rappers right now. People are building their careers off prosecuting rappers, especially if they know or even think that you have some kind of street ties. They just had that Rico charge on Young Thug. It didn't work. That kind of backfired on Fonnie Willis. But family's getting real heavy out here in the rap game right now. Let's see, the law enforcement, they know a lot of rappers. They got proximity. If you're a rapper, you're gonna know somebody in the streets. You're gonna know somebody connected to the street life. You see, and the thing is, a lot of rappers, when they start glorifying that stuff and they try to maintain those street connections for credibility, protection, and I get it. Listen, I get it. We don't get protection. As Black people, we don't get protection. So when we are targeted, we have to do things to protect ourselves. And usually that protection comes from your street connections. That's what gangs were initially for. Gangs were used for protection because we were not getting protection. We weren't getting protection from law enforcement. So we would have to do what we needed to do to protect ourselves. So they use that as they get us on the back end with it. Since law enforcement won't really protect us, which we pay taxes to them, we have to protect ourselves. And when we protect ourselves, they say, oops, I got you. You're a gang. They've been doing that to rappers. For a long time, rappers, since the beginning of hip hop, well, since the beginning of commercial hip hop, rappers have been getting targeted, robbed, carjacked. I remember the one time Queen Latifah got carjacked, I think. Y'all remember that some years ago? They were carjacking and robbing everybody. And if rappers carry a gun for protection, they're like, oops, oh, you're not supposed to have that. So we're going to put a gun charge on you. Lil Wayne, you remember Wayne did time at Rikers Island for a gun charge, you see. So they play that little game with us. And here's the thing, a lot of rap labels, they get out here, they're trying to act like crime syndicates. And it's time to cut that out. Yeah, a lot of labels, they try to function as like little street cartels, even with the names. You move like organizations, and then what happens is you got the legit side, and then you got the street dudes, and the street dudes activity, it gets everybody a Rico. Then they frame it as organized crime. You see, so we got to just move and shake a little different out here. And also the damn self dry snitching. That's insane right now. The self dry snitches, it's insane. Cats are telling on themselves on the internet now more than ever. And another thing, a lot of these dudes, they still have street connections that they haven't tied up. They still got open-ended street beefs or some little shit that they've done in the streets that has not been resolved. And then when their music career starts popping, they get taken out. And that's unfortunate, but a lot of times when a lot of these cats get hit up on the streets, there's some street business involved. Like for example, and God bless the dead, I'm not trying to denigrate anybody's death, but Pop Smoke. Well, Pop Smoke, great rapper, he had a very bright career, but the rumor was um and I'm gonna say rumor because we still don't know all the facts, but the rumor was, or the narrative was, that he ran off with somebody's whip. Somebody out here, he took their whip and took it out to New York. He took somebody's car that he wasn't supposed to have. That was the narrative, you know. And then he came back to LA knowing that the streets was kind of hot for you. So little stuff like that, you got to be careful. And what happened to the brother? He didn't deserve that. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to justify anything, but I'm saying a lot of times folks try to have a pinky toe in the street game, and then you try to get into the legit rap world, and a lot of that stuff follows you.
Let me say this to you young people. You want to be a bang bang anywhere gang gangster, they got you. They got your phone records. They got everything on computer. They got everything. I've done videos for the last 2 years showing you guys how they got everything on the computer grid, right? They got everything. They see everything. You are not getting away with nothing. Nothing. They got detectors that when you shoot a gun, it sends a signal, right, to the cameras and computer systems, and the police can pick up where those shots are coming from, right, the area, and they start flooding that area. So now when you take off running, they already got you on camera at a high rate of speed, right after you do what you do. You're getting caught. They got cameras that automatically take pictures of your license plate, right? In that area of the time of the shooting, right? You're getting caught. So when you shoot a gun, right, it automatically sends a signal in the time. They got the car, all the traffic in that area, and they taking license plates of all the traffic in that area at that time. You're not getting away. You see what they having the little Dirks in them crew when they went and did that hit, right? They had them coming out the projects, on the highway, going to do the work, going back. They had everything on camera. There's no getting away. There are cameras everywhere. So if you want to be a gangster, do it at your own risk. Go get a job. Because being a gangster don't pay. You're going to do a long prison sentence. There's no more privacy. You're not getting away with nothing. The urban criminal is obsolete. They gentrified the ghettos where we live at now. They don't need you there, so they warehousing black boys. Do you want to be the next one to be warehouse? I did these videos. I told you guys, but y'all not listening. Y'all not listening. So I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.